Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes, and he's really good at catching things. Most of the time. And one of my biggest problems is that I'm not very good at catching things. But I think that one of the best feelings in the world is when you snatch something fragile before it hits the ground. And I would like to train that skill as a reflex so that I can do it all the time, but I only have 1 week to do so. Now, a spidey sense is a very fictional concept, but I think that I can acquire something similar because I already have it in my feet. When I was a wee little lad, a cinder block fell on my foot, and since then I haven't really had anything fall on my feet because they always move out of the way. They tend to react to things a lot faster than the rest of my body because of the past trauma. So what I'm trying to do in this video is apply that same reflex to my hands without the cinder blocks and the trauma. And instead of just moving out of the way, I want to be able to secure the object before it hits the ground, which led to a lot of training. But before I did that, I ran a quick test to get a feel for where my current reflexes were. Okay, I'm out here right now with my little sister Lucia, and we are going to test out some of my reflexes just so we can get kind of a grasp of where I'm at before I do my epic training montage. So let's go. To test my basic catching reflex, I had Lucia hold 2 tennis balls and drop them one at a time. Drop one.
Oh, I dropped them both.
My goal was to catch the ball before it hit the ground, which I was embarrassingly bad at. After that, I tested my hand-eye coordination and speed by hitting Nerf darts out of the air.
Should I shoot my chest? Ah!
Oh. Did you block it or did it just not fully shoot? We're gonna do that one more time, y'all.
Okay. Hit it, nice. Okay. Well, I hit 2.
One more.
Oh, there's one more? Dang it.
Yeah, I can see why you need improvement.
And the final test was the coin toss. I had Lucia throw 4 quarters in the air and I tried to catch them all. This was definitely the most difficult challenge and ended up costing me 50 cents because quarters are extremely easy to lose. Now that I had a good understanding for where my reflexes were, my next step was to do research so I could learn how to improve them. After that, I was going to try to apply what I had learned through training, and finally, I would redo all of my challenges to see how much my reflexes had really improved. Welcome to the research segment of the video. So I think I'm going to start with a little bit of reading. I think that I'm going to try to find anything I can on how to train your reflexes, and then I'm going to watch a few YouTube videos of someone who has accomplished the same thing. I think there are people out there. And then I'm going to watch those videos of like people on security cameras catching things in stores, because that's kind of the instinct that I want to emulate, and so I think that I might be able to learn a little something by watching those. And I have a few ideas of how I'm going to apply it, but they're just ideas right now, so wish me luck and let's go. But first I had to get into character. One year for Halloween, I was Spider-Man, and this is the mask from that costume. So I'm happy I still have a Spider-Man mask. So basically, improving your reflexes just comes down to getting enough sleep, eating spinach, apparently. I didn't know that. Something about the vitamins helps you, so I guess I'm going to be on that Popeye diet. But most importantly, repetition. It seems there's really no way to cheat this. It's just going to take practice, so I'm just going to keep doing the same things over and over again until I can really build the strong neuron connections. Also, I found a ton of videos of people who accomplished my goal accidentally, which is kind of funny to watch. But I think that now it's time to head over to training, so let's do that. I tried a lot of different exercises and techniques, and I quickly discovered that it is really difficult to simulate something randomly falling, especially when you're doing it by yourself. But I just knocked things over in my room for a while. I got kind of creative with different weights and sizes, and I eventually found one technique that I feel like is the most effective. I started bouncing a tennis ball off of my bedroom wall and focusing on another object before I reached to grab it. So the object that I used was my light switch. I would bounce the ball, then look at my light switch before looking back in time to catch the ball. And because the ball bounces back in a fairly random way, I had to react pretty quickly to be able to catch it. I found that my peripheral vision was doing most of the work, which I think is really good for training a reflex like this. But after practicing that for quite a bit of time, I decided that I was ready to go back into the desert to test my new skills. My first challenge was the ball drop, and it had a bit of a rough start. I definitely wasn't doing very good until I took off the Spider-Man mask, which I guess was just really blocking my vision, because then things got a little easier. I was actually really impressed with how much my reflexes had improved in this specific area.
Sound like a robot.
Next up was the Nerf challenge, where I tried to hit Nerf darts out of the air. I was still pretty bad at this one, but I hit a lot more Nerf darts than I did the last time around, and something pretty cool happened.
Oh!
Oh!
I actually caught it. That's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Oh, I tried to catch that one too. I got greedy.
The final challenge was, of course, the coin toss. It took me a couple of tries to catch all 4, and when I finally did, I wasn't quite satisfied with it because I felt like I had just gotten lucky. So I tried it again when I got home to prove to myself that it wasn't just luck, and I think it's fair to say that my skills had improved. So after training for almost a full week, I could see that my reflexes were improving, but I still didn't have a way to test out how effective they were in the real world. And I also had no idea how I was going to end this video. My first idea was to set up a ton of precarious objects around my room and just wait for one of them to fall. So I tried this, but none of them fell, so I ended up just chilling there for like 20 minutes. So my second idea was to have Lucia follow me around all day and then drop something randomly, but I feel like I would be able to see it coming and it wouldn't be random enough, so I resorted to my final idea, which was to just walk around all day and film myself until something fell around me. But of course, nothing fell. So I was beginning to run out of ideas, but when I sat down to record on the final day, something spectacular happened. Yikes. Oh. Well, this is great. Oh, that doesn't want to go back on. I just caught the camera and the microphone. It worked, guys. I'm Spider-Man. Let's go. My goal for this video was to get the reflexes in my hands to be as fast as the reflexes in my feet. And I don't think that I'm quite there yet. But if you rewatch the footage where I caught the camera, you can see that my hand reacted to the camera falling before my eyes did, which means that I'm building that reflex. I think that's a huge step in the right direction. And because this is a skill that I genuinely want to learn, I'm going to continue to practice. I'm gonna keep bouncing my ball against the wall and everything, and maybe I'll make an update video someday. But I appreciate that you watched this. Thank you so much. Sorry it took me so long to make. I love you, all of you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.